guys. Yeah, let me meet everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene and Combies. And we're going to talk about some technology today. Because we're going to be doing some unboxings in a couple of days. Because some of the stuff will be here tomorrow, but some of the stuff will be here on Thursday. I bought two UPSs for two different applications. The first, which is the one I'll be here tomorrow, it's as cheap as dirt, is to protect the T-Mobile hotspot or home internet from blackout. Okay, that is the cheapest one for $62. This one will be used to keep the internet running. Okay, as I said, it's as cheap as dirt. It's not that fancy. Doesn't have automatic voltage regulation. More than likely has a modified sine wave power source. Only 300 watt capacity. For the hotspot, that should be fine. That should actually run the hotspot for, oh my God, for a couple, to maybe an hour. Okay, between churches. The second one we bought, and it'll be here Thursday, is much more elite. And that's the main studio. That one has 900 watts capacity, automatic voltage regulation, advanced surge protection, built-in watt meter, and also can be tell the computer to shut down when the power fails. Okay, so that's pretty important because that one is going to be the one that's going to keep the computer running if the power fails. Because lately, Winstead has been having really bad power, and that's because utility companies haven't really had money to upgrade their poles. And so that's the reason why we bought that. The two UPSs. So that one can protect the basic things in the computer closet, wiring closet, and the other one will protect the computer itself. And the monitor and mixer and all the everyday stuff that we use every day for the show. Some inexpensive mobile accessory cords so that we can do our silver moon radio out on the porch or even here at Combies with either a cassette player or with a MP3 player or even a turntable so that we can keep things going. On the road. Now, that may sound stupid, but the truth of the matter is, I like backup. I like having backups. I like having spare things so that we can keep things running regardless of power. And also, if we use the Android tablet, which we can use a couple different ways. Number one, we can connect in by Wi-Fi to the hotspot, or we can connect in by Wi-Fi to Frontier, or I can take my hotspot SIM and put it into the tablet. Okay. The last one is kind of not really what I want to do, but I could do it if I need to. So that we can stream Silver Moon, the morning show, on the patio or in the porch at my house or here or anywhere else. Thus, we'll be able to keep things going at all times. Remember, Redundancy, redundancy, redundancy. Have redundancy. If your entire livelihood depends on the internet, you've got to have redundancy. Because too often, computers break down, networks break down, whatever, and in that case, you are very much at the mercy of outside forces. Can't do much about the internet, but we can certainly do something about power. Now power, we talked about the Blue Eddy. I want to talk about that. Why I chose not to buy the Blue Eddy instead of my regular standard UPS. The Blue Eddy has a switching delay of 20 milliseconds. Now, depending on your power source, your power supply, your computer may not be able to keep the system running on a 20 millisecond switch time. If that happens, that 20 milliseconds isn't enough, and the Blue Eddy can't keep the power going, then you're screwed. And just like Steve's Garage said, is what you can do then is the Blue Eddy could feed the APC UPS so that if the power fails and the Blue Eddy switches on, the UPS is going to temporarily kick in to condition the power to keep it smooth. But I couldn't afford to buy everything, so I didn't buy everything. But it certainly is an idea. Also, the more expensive UPS that's coming Thursday is designed to work with an external generator. If you set the sensitivity to medium or low, it's going to behave with a generator, and the AVR should adjust for a typical putt-putt and its unstable power. I don't think it does frequency correction, but that might be the case. It doesn't, but that's probably not a problem. Most power supplies you buy today are high voltage switch mode power supplies, which means they're rectified before they go to the high voltage inverter circuit to produce the ultra high frequency power that is rectified and filtered again to run your appliances. Okay? Many cell phone chargers work this way. So, in that case, it should not really matter so much if the power isn't exactly pristine. But what it would matter is that there are some power supplies, mainly linear power supplies, that are very, very power conscious. They do have a iron core transformer, they have a rectifier bridge, they have capacitors, built-in capacitors, and sometimes a choke. And these need a good sine wave to prevent the capacitor in the power supply output from potentially shorting out and crowbarring the whole power supply. Okay, so because trust me, if an electrolytic cap blows up, your power supply is as good as a big unfiltered buzzer. it's gonna make a horrific noise in your power supply, and you're gonna have, even though it's DC, it's spiky, and it's gonna be bad news. That's why most linear power supplies have big chunky caps, like 2200 microfarads, is to keep the power smooth. Okay. Now, the power supply that's coming on Wednesday is the cheapest of the cheap from American Power Conversions. Okay. It's $62. It's called a backup 450. It's really designed for what I'm using it for. Plug in the T-Mobile internet device and a network switch. Not really designed to run anything high grade, high quality, high brow, top of the line. Okay. Conversely, if you compare that with the other one, which is coming, which is a 1600 VA pure sine wave AVR voltage regulation, remote computer shutdown support, cable TV, and Ethernet filtering, which is not even the top of the line. That is certainly a major step up. Also, it has built-in display that shows your battery status. It shows you operating parameters, and with the PowerShoot software, will also tell you and let you program those parameters to your needs, so that you can say, I want the AVR to adjust for voltages within this range, and before you use the battery. By default, 88 volts to 147 volts should be more than fine. I never seen my voltage go up to 147 volts. I did check my voltage today. It's 122, which is adequately safe for most people. The only thing I noticed, and this is not uncommon, I've seen this in other houses, is sometimes the live and the neutral are flipped and some of my outlets. Now, other than potentially going in the basement, going to the consumer unit, pulling the fuse, swapping the two leads around, which is a possibility, but not really what I want to do, you might just want to go and say, well, tell you what, let's just plug it in, see what it is, and then make a simple adapter. I have one extension cord that Ed keeps ripping the ground prongs off of, and I got to keep replacing them on plugs. So, because I believe in the importance of having the earth wire. Without the earth wire and your extension lead, you're asking for electrocution. Please, do not rip off the ground pin. I don't care how much your power in your building sucks and only got 2 whole outlets. There's a reason it exists. Please stop ripping them off. Okay? Now, ideally you should replace the outlet, but if you can't, then use a 3-prong adapter. Okay? Please, 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 please. I'm begging you. Please do not rip the earth pins off of your plugs. I'm not kidding you. You will thank me. Your mortician will thank me. Okay, so I may have to make a cord with the live and neutral flipped to make the new UPS happy. The one in the one in the pantry is wired right. The one on my desk is wired backwards. So no big deal. Just flip them around and be all set to go. Also, I want to reroute the wiring into my desk anyway, because let's be honest, it's a mess down there. If you've ever seen the wiring on my desk, you know what I'm talking about. It's got a power strip. It's got another power strip, which is the one that's plugged into the for the UK power adapter. I don't even know where that's plugged into. I think it's plugged into the strip that's on the floor by the computer or by the stereo. Yeah, okay. So we need to flip something around. Okay? So we'll fix that. Okay? And that's important. Safety is a top priority, and of course, you should have the electrician properly flip the wiring around in the outlets. But I'm not going to pay an electrician to do that. I don't even own the place. Okay, I'm just trying to make deal with what I got. So we didn't have any power outages or brownouts or sags today, but it's like Carmen said to me, summer's coming, storms are coming, bad weather's coming, and yes, you will have sags. Yes, you will have brownouts. Yes, you will have blackouts. Yes, you will have spikes. Expect it because of the weather. So why play Russian roulette with your Mac Mini? Why do I mention the Mac Mini? Because the SSD is soldered to the motherboard of the M1 Mac Mini. If the M1 Mac Mini gets damaged, the T2 chip in that computer will not allow the computer to boot at all. Zip, no go, no start, no nothing, no Apple icon, nothing. And you have to bring it to Apple, and you gotta ask them to fix it at the Apple store. Then they'll have to go take it in and desolder the chip and reflash the firmware and put it back together for you. And frankly, it's more of a pain than it's worth. So we're gonna fix this before it becomes a broken problem. Okay. People want to see the money used for the show. And the money is being used for the show because this is the stuff that the show needs to keep running. Technology is expensive. I don't care how many times someone tells me, oh, it should be just cost you so much. Yeah, until you find out that you skipped something and all of a sudden there's so much becomes so much more than you expected. So, yeah, just trust me. I've had a couple of UPSs in my time, and they have saved my bacon so many ways to Sunday. I have been running barefoot on my show for about 12, not even that long. Oh my God. I had my last UPS wore out about 2016. And that was similar to the cheapest dirt one I have now. But only protected the phone system and one computer that used to run my bulletin board. And when that thing took a major surge, it basically gave its life so that the computers or the phone systems and stuff could keep working. Now, so yes, that is a big deal, keeping the computer ready. So tomorrow, there will be an unboxing video. It's freezing out here. The wind is blowing. I'm chilled. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to head home. And just tell you, we are playing either Turtle Wow or Central Wow tonight with Gaming Fairy and Michele, most likely. And I'm looking forward to that. But like I said, it is freezing out here. The wind is chilly. I mean, it's not. If there was no wind, it would be fine. I wouldn't mind. It's the wind that strips the heat right out of you. So, if there's any day I wish I had hot coffee, this was the day. Diet cherry Coke. And I had a piece of pizza for lunch, which is also my dinner. But there's another thing. What's going on with the economy? People now are so desperate that they're buying food on their credit cards. On their credit cards. Groceries. They're buying groceries on their credit cards because they can't afford to buy food otherwise. Credit card debt in the United States is at an all-time high. Higher than even in 2008. People are desperate. I got a question for Trump. Mr. Trump, I know what you want to do. I understand what you want to do with this tariff thing. But do you think you might be a little bit premature to do this? I mean, I like you. I supported you. But I don't think this is the answer. Because it's hurting people. Ones that cannot afford any more hits to their economy are getting absolutely punched in the gut because of the expenses. I strongly believe that for right now, I think you should roll back the tariff thing, especially with Canada. Leave Canada out of the tariffs. You already got the USMCA that already was, you created that, and now you're saying that's not adequate. Please do not develop a Napoleonic complex, okay? We, as Americans, really want to see America be great again. It's going to take time for companies to reinvest in American infrastructure and jobs to bring companies, the workers, back here to make our products here. I know that's really the reason you want to have the tariffs, is to make American products competitive with Chinese dumping. But your planning is so out of reality to the average American person that they're saying is, Mr. Trump, please, let's stop for a minute and think about what about the American people that can't afford it. We don't have a choice because prior administrations had outsourced so much of our stuff overseas that we do not have enough American companies producing American-made products. We need to change that. Okay, please respectfully understand that. We love you. We know you're a good businessman. We know you have, I know you have compassion. But I think that you need to tell your administration, say, as you told the Jerome Powell, please reduce your interest rates. Why aren't you dealing with getting rid of the Federal Reserve? That would have been something that could help. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not an economist. I'm just an everyday person that just tries to make a living on YouTube. And I'm saying is, your tariffs are right now are not in good planning. Americans are rightfully worried. Please change your plans for now. Okay? Please change your plans for now. This is not the time. Now, it's March and it's freezing. And I'm going to finish the soda as fast as I can. And then I'm going to hoof it home. And then I'm going to do a portrait stream and get that in. What are we going to talk about? I don't know. What are we going to talk about? I'm not going to be talking about the UPSs because I haven't got them yet. One will be here tomorrow and one will be here Thursday. And I'm really looking forward to giving them a good shakedown. These are the newest generation of American power conversion UPSs. From the cheapest as dirt to the mid-grade one. I mean, there's more advanced ones I could not afford, which is called dual-step conversion, always online UPSs, which I could not afford to buy because it was just too much money. And for most people, it would probably be overkill anyway, because you're not going to need that kind of UPS. It's just not something you're going to need. So, what do you do? Well, you try to make do with what you can, and this technology is needed to keep the streams going so that during a power failure we can keep going. We don't lose power very long, but then when we do, it knocks your computers off, and then we can't stream. And then we're on the stream, and all of a sudden our stream is cut in half. That is not a good thing for me. During an actual power failure is more than 10 minutes. If I can manually or tell the UPS to shut down the power, I can at least save my bacon and say to my audience, guys, we're going to have to come back at a later time because we're without power and our battery is now exhausted. So, but it's better than all of a sudden they hear me saying, oh, when I'm really saying something a lot more than, oh, trust me. Yeah, that's a problem. It is a problem. Oh my God, my fingers are getting numb. Alright guys, listen, I'm going to get going, but thank you for watching this. I hope you get some idea what we're talking about, and then I'm going to get home to the studio. No, we're going to continue on there with the portrait stream, and we'll talk when we get to the house. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.
In the summer's embrace, she finds her way, twisting and turning, she won't let things sway. With love for the music and fire in her soul, she